Guys, so today you guys are getting a double video. So I already had filmed my book review. Now you're getting a movie review because I just did a mommy son date with my kiddo. It is spring break here, even though it's snowing, so it doesn't it certainly doesn't feel like spring break. We just saw the Super Mario Galaxy movie. My son had insisted on, or I shouldn't say insisted, he asked to go see it and I said, yeah, sure, we'll go. So we did go earlier than planned, but that was fine. It worked out really well. Now normally we go to the Dollar Tree, we get a few snacks, then we go get our popcorn and our drink, and we sit down and we have a blast. Did not get popcorn this time. Well, not from the theater. I ended up getting the Skinny Pop from Dollar Tree. So first of all, saving a lot of money. Had that. I did get beef jerky as well, ended up not eating it, and I brought my drink. My son had his, it's fine. And then he got we went to he got Five Guys afterwards, and I just grabbed a coffee because that's all I can have. If I get hungry later, I'll eat at home. It's not a big deal. So anyway, to the movie, let's talk about it. So I grew up with Super Mario Brothers, playing it, not too much because the systems that I had were the Nintendo Lite, so I didn't actually have the Super Mario Brothers until I was much older, but I played with my friends who did have consoles, so it is nostalgia for me. Now my son does have the games. He doesn't really play them. I really got them for me, but whatever. And my son, he's a teenager now. He's 13. He's kind of in between the I like animated, but I kind of don't like animated phase. Cool, fine. I mean, he's been watching live action movies since he was 4. But he's more like hit and miss, more miss with animated movies. Like we went to see Hoppers last month and he was like, meh, it was okay. I thought it was really cute. I had a blast. But he really enjoyed this one. Also, he really wants to go see He-Man, which is live action. Again, nostalgia for me. So can't wait to do that with him. But like I heard him laughing, like I saw him smiling, every time I peeped over. I thought it was funny. There were okay, and maybe it's just me because of what I do and what I write about in terms of nonfiction with my Easter egg movies and my theories. But I'm seeing these Easter eggs in this movie, and I'm like, are there connections to other Illumination movies? Because like there are some similarities between Illumination and DreamWorks and all that, and I'm like, my God, like I want to get into this. This is gonna be like my future, right? We're gonna talk about some of this stuff. Got to get through our Disney stuff. I promise we will get through that, but we're gonna add more to it. So anyway, it was really cute. Love the storyline. I will say that the whole Peach and Rosalinda part, in terms of Peach, I'm not trying to give the whole plot away, but basically they get separated, right? And there is a relatively good reason for it, but it was the way that Peach was talking during her birthday celebration. It wasn't really her birthday, but this comes in terms of, I know I hate to say it again, adoption. She's not really adopted, but the idea that she got separated from Rosalinda, and then the Toadstools that raised her, and so she doesn't really know when her birthday is, and she's like, like I feel off, like I don't feel like I belong, and like I appreciate them, but also there's something missing in my life, and like that hits hard for a lot of adoptees. So of course, why like adoption always comes about in these movies. Don't get me wrong, maybe it's just because I talk about adoption that I'm kind of sick of seeing it in like all these movies. They did a good job when describing those things. Okay, give them points. But can we have something else, please? Please, please. But also we had Bowser Jr. being separated from his father. Again, not adoption, but Bowser Jr. went to, he said, boarding school. I am not the biggest fan of the idea of boarding school. I know I have friends who went to boarding school. They had a great time, whatever. I cannot imagine going away from my child in that manner for that long, I should say. Like, I did it for summer camp, okay, but I got to see my parents on the weekends, and like literally, if my uncle always joked, like, if you ever wanted to run away from summer camp, like all you have to do is cross the river and hike up 4 miles. He's not wrong. He is not wrong. That is true. All I would have to do is go down the mountain, cross the river, then go back up another mountain, 4 miles. But he's not wrong. Never did that. Just want to say that. I loved summer camp. Being in cabins, not like this because mine's updated, but like camping out in bunks and like having fun with your friends, and you know, we did archery and rope course and swimming, and oh my gosh, we had so much fun. You know, Foursquare and crafts, and we had campfires and singing. I miss those days. I really do. But getting back to the point, I think it kind of messed with the dynamic between Junior and Bowser, because at one point Bowser's like, hey, I'm changing. Like, I really like want to be a good guy, and then Junior's like, hey, this is not meant to be you. Like, you're supposed to be a bad guy. Like this is what you taught me. And I felt like it could have gone a completely different way. Like Bowser really could have been like, hey, like parents make mistakes. That's what I was taught, but I was wrong, right? And you could kind of see between you could kind of see him like contemplating it, right? Like, I don't want to hurt them. Like, I don't want to hurt Mario, Luigi, Peach, you know, and Yoshi and Toad, but like also Junior's right. Like, this is my life. Like, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And Junior like had recreated this whole idea of what his dad was telling him for bedtime stories, right? So it's, I mean, that was kind of cool. Like, I will say, like, you have a roller coaster going through lava. Okay, interesting. And then I will say the fight scene at the end was pretty funny. With Luigi, Yoshi, and Mario, and the like what they got in the lucky boxes, which kind of like it worked out, but it was weird and funny in my opinion. And then you also have the stars, who are Rosalinda's children, and the fox, right? Which, okay, this is also like they're setting up for another movie. And the fox kind of reminds me of oh god, what's the fox's name from Sonic? The twin, two tails. You guys know who I'm talking about. Anyway, I feel like it's a cool setup for that. But I will also say there were characters that reminded me of like Pinocchio and like the minions, like you see like the little workers trying to clean up and fix things, and I'm like, are those the minions? Like, this is an Illumination movie, right? There were some other, oh, the T-Rex ended up being a baby. Like, it was just funny, right? And then like, yeah, we have Yoshi and Toad's like he's like, really? Like, we have Yoshi. And then what was it, Peach like, we just keep collecting dinosaurs. Like, we just keep collecting dinosaurs. I thought that was kind of funny. But I like there's like the BC, like there was a lot that could go into something else, right? There was a lot that could have been lessons, could lead to different comics or different like video games, right? Because lately we've been taking like these video games and making them into movies, which I find really cool and fun. Like I said, Sonic, and we have He-Man, you know, which was a comic slash animated show, which is now going to be a movie. We have Dungeons and Dragons. I also really love the fact that in this movie particular, I don't remember if they did it in the first Super Mario movie, but in this movie in particular, like you see the actual like how Super Mario Brothers originally was, with like jumping and stuff, like that actual screen. But then you also see it like, okay, we have the screen version, right? Like you're watching it, Bowser's playing, and then, or I should say Bowser Jr. was playing, and then we have, you actually see Peach, like it would flash to Peach and Mario actually like going through the obstacles. So we have different things, right? We can set it up for different Nintendo games, different game consoles. Like I think we're definitely in a new generation with TV, like different types of media, specifically TV shows and movies, where we're taking our nostalgia and we're putting it into like newer shows and movies, which I actually love. I don't like remakes anymore. Like, please stop making remakes, people. I love you, but like, can we stop? Can we stop? Like, I know that there's a new Mummy movie coming out, and don't get me wrong, I love the Mummy franchise, and I want to go see it. But at the same time, it's like, can we stop? I also know that there's a Toy Story 5 coming out, and you guys know I'm going to eventually see it. But can we stop? Can we stop? Like, I'm sorry, but Toy Story could have ended at Toy Story 3. It really should have. Cars, as much as I love Cars 3, could have ended at Cars. Right? Like, some things don't need a sequel. Or remakes. Like, we have a million Cinderella remakes. And I love Cinderella. I know that they're in the process of making a Rapunzel live action. I get it. But, like, can we not? Can we not? Can we develop new characters? Can we have, you know, more diversity? I know that there what was it, Minecraft 2 movie coming out or something. My point is that like we have all of these inspirations. We have all these books, you know, majority of movies and shows come from different books that get purchased, like Heated Rival, there's a whole bunch of obviously Disney is coming out with new stuff. Pixar tends to be more brand new. We had How to Train a Dragon come out. Like, I know it was a live action remake. You know, they could finish the Chronicles of Narnia, and I will say, like, that would have been nice. Or finish the Aragon series, right? There's things that you can use. I'm trying to like think of a book that I don't think I have any books on hand that I could use as an idea. Yeah, actually, Ta-Nehisi Coates. Okay, I have a book over here. Ta-Nehisi Coates, The Water Dancer. You can use that, right? Love Ta-Nehisi Coates. And if you don't know, he's written some of the Black Panther comics, right? We had Ryan Coolidge with Sinners, right? And people are like, oh, well, you know, the Native American vampires should have their own movie, and he's like, this was a one-off, right? Like, so we have people being creative, and then people are like, well, this and this needs to happen. It's like, well, why don't you go write it? Why don't you go do this? Why don't you go find someone who's willing to do that and work with you? We had why can't I think of his name? It was Leonardo DiCaprio, but he wasn't the director. Oh God, why can't I think? What was that movie he was in? See, now I'm blanking. And no, I'm not thinking of the Titanic. All right, never mind. We have Project Hail Mary coming out, right, with Ryan Gosling, right? Very popular book, now movie, right? We have inspiration. We have things that are out there, you know, not just as a consumer, but as an author. Like, I love finding out that there are things that were inspired by books, right? And sometimes it doesn't work out, and I'm going to be honest, you know, there's a series that I love to read, the Hannah Swensen series by Joanna Fluke. And then they made it into a TV series, and I got to like 10 minutes into that series, and I was like, I can't watch this. Like, I just feel like it's just not there. And I'll be honest, I still haven't watched Wicked. I gotta catch up on that. Love the books. And I felt the same way when I got offered to go to the Broadway show. Like, sometimes I just feel like it may ruin it. And I didn't go watch it, and I fully regret that. Love the soundtrack, but I didn't go see the Broadway play when I had a chance. I really should have. I will say that. But I still haven't watched the movies, and I have to. And then my son was saying another, you know, like long franchise, and he's really excited. Avatar. I saw the first one. Still haven't seen 2 and 3. I'll be honest. There are a bunch of movies that are on my list. And because I didn't like the first one, I just haven't really tried to get into the second or the third. And my son's like, no, Mom, like, you gotta watch it. It's really, really good. And when I told him, like, oh, there's gonna be a lot more coming out, he's like, yes, like, that's super exciting. Meanwhile, we have Marvel, which, again, love Marvel. And Star Wars that, you know, we have more of. And there's people complaining, and it's like, you can't win. You can't win. There's going to be people that like it, people that don't like it. That being said, I'm going to end this video. I really did enjoy this movie. I'll be deep diving eventually into if there's connections, because we just went off on a tangent. I do hope that there is another one, and they kind of explore other characters. There's a lot of other characters from Nintendo that they could explore and add in, so I think that would be really fun. But yeah, I mean, from a mom's perspective, from a consumer's perspective, and from a teenager's perspective, who's downstairs and you could probably hear him, it was definitely enjoyable. There was also a lot of kids there, and they were laughing, so I will say, give it a go. Go have fun. Go bring your kids, or if you don't have kids, go have fun anyway. Like, nostalgia, who cares? All right, I'll see you guys later.